Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between two cities named Here and There, lived a powerful king with a beautiful queen by his side. Their kingdom was a place of peace and prosperity, much to the delight of their loyal subjects. However, there was a problem. The road connecting Here and There, which had always been a well-trodden path for merchants and travelers alike, had become impassable. A sudden and unexpected event had blocked the road, baffling everyone who tried to figure out how to get around it. It was a giant, and the people couldn't understand why he suddenly appeared there or what he wanted. The giant, dressed in clothes that looked like the person he met was wearing, stopped anyone who tried to pass by and challenged them to a fight. "No one can pass this road unless they can match my strength," he would say proudly. "I can do what you do and even better, so don't even try to go around me, because if you do, I'll show you." The giant boasted that he could match any weapon or skill, be it a sword, spear, bow and arrow, magic, or raw strength. Those who tried and failed were often left seriously injured. The people were scared to even try and cross the road, and since no one could defeat the giant, word spread to the king about this big problem. At first, the king didn't worry too much. He thought someone would come up with a solution soon, but no one did. Every day, more and more people came to him worriedly telling him more stories about the giant and how he just kept getting stronger. The king's wife, the queen, repeatedly told him he needed to do something about the situation, but he didn't listen to her. Instead, he called his three most trusted counselors. Each counselor told the king he should send one of the kingdom's strongest warriors to defeat the giant. The king agreed and sent the master of clubs first. He was the strongest man in the kingdom, so he felt confident the giant wouldn't be able to beat him. But when the master of clubs got to the road, he saw that the giant was dressed exactly like him. "Oh no," he said, "we have a problem." The giant just laughed and pulled out a huge club that looked like it could crush boulders. Then he hit the master of clubs with it. The poor master of clubs couldn't hold his ground and was knocked out cold. When he woke up, his head was pounding and his body hurt everywhere. He slowly got up and limped away, defeated. The king was shocked and upset. How could his best warrior lose to someone who was supposed to be weaker? But he had to try again, so he sent the Master of Swords. The Master of Swords was very skilled and confident in his abilities. He walked up to the giant and said, "You won't win, giant. I am the best swordsman in the kingdom, and no one can stop me." The giant just smiled and drew a long, sharp sword from its scabbard. It looked almost magical with its shining blade. The Master of Swords attacked quickly, but the giant easily blocked all his moves. The giant's sword was sharper than his, and the giant was stronger than he was. In just a few moments, he cut through the Master of Swords' armor and clothes until he was left with nothing but his underwear. Defeated and embarrassed, the Master of Swords ran away as fast as he could. When he reached the castle, he fell to his knees in front of the king and told him everything that had happened. The king was scared now. He knew he had to do something before the giant blocked the road completely and his people couldn't get food or trade. But he still didn't listen to his wife, and he sent his last hope, the Master of Fire. The Master of Fire was fearless and skilled in the art of using fire. He walked up to the giant and shouted, "I am the Master of Fire, and you will burn along with this road." He took out some flaming torches and threw them at the giant. But the giant caught them all in his big, strong hands and threw them right back at the Master of Fire. The Master of Fire tried to run away, but the giant's hands were too quick and strong. He burned the Master of Fire's arms and legs and singed his clothes until he was nothing but a pile of ashes. No one could stop the giant. Everyone was too afraid to even try. The king felt terrible. He couldn't believe how weak he was. Now his three bravest warriors were gone, and he couldn't let his people suffer. Finally, he listened to his wife and asked her what to do. She told him he needed someone wise to solve this problem. She reminded him of an old hermit who lived deep in the forest, a man who everyone respected for his wisdom. He was the best choice. But the king hesitated. The forest was dangerous, and the hermit was old. Would he be able to help? The queen encouraged the king to ask the hermit, saying, "You have nothing to lose. If the hermit refuses, we can try to reason with the giant or make a deal with him." So the king went to see the hermit, who was also known as the Wise One. When the king told him about the giant, the Wise One wasn't scared at all. He just smiled and said, "Don't worry, king, I'll handle this." The king was surprised by the hermit's calm reaction. As the Wise One walked to the road, he thought carefully about how to stop the giant. When he finally got there, he saw that the giant was dressed just like him. At first, the Wise One was shocked, but then he started to think. He took a piece of bread out of his pocket and ate it slowly, thinking about what to do next. The giant watched him carefully, and after a while he did something surprising. He disappeared. The Wise One continued to eat his bread in peace. When the giant reappeared, he was dressed like the Wise One. He was holding a big loaf of bread in one hand, and he ate it in the same slow, calm way that the Wise One had. The giant finished the bread and clapped his hands together. Then he vanished again. This kept happening over and over again. The giant would appear, dressed like the Wise One, eat whatever he had, and then disappear again. This went on for a long time. The Wise One didn't feel hungry anymore, but he kept waiting patiently. After a while, the giant didn't come back. The Wise One wasn't sure if he had defeated the giant with his trick, but he decided to check anyway. He walked down the road and found that it was clear and open. He couldn't believe it. He had beaten the giant. He quickly went back to the castle and told everyone what had happened. From that day on, no one was scared to travel between here and there. They only needed to go halfway where the giant would be waiting for them. He would happily carry them the rest of the way because he liked the idea of helping others. After the Wise One had outsmarted the giant, the people no longer feared the road. Instead, they saw it as a shortcut. The giant was no longer a threat. He had become a helpful guide, and all thanks to the Wise One's cleverness and patience. His wisdom had turned a dangerous challenge into a friendly cooperation, bringing safety and ease to the journey between here and there.